See, I am paying tax. I work the whole month. I know how much trouble. I see people running to catch the bus on time, running to catch the train on time. I never seen this type of running anywhere else in the world. Even in India, people, they all go to work, but don't run like this. Practically, they are running on the street. I asked them, why do they? No, they have to catch the bus. Otherwise, they miss and they go late. Running for what? To pay the bills. To pay the bills. So, people have to have the final decision on governance. And in this system, we have 3 units of governance in every neighborhood. One is for the children. From the age of 6 to 15, all are included as children parliament. So they start learning governance from young age. Not only learning, but they take charge of governance. They become part of the governance. There will be same ministry here also, the children. Some may not be there. Some of the portfolios may not be in children parliament, but all of them will be elected as ministers. And they have their meeting also once in a week. And they also go through the same process. And similarly, for the youth from between the age of 16 to 24, 25, they are made into youth parliament. And about 26, adult parliament. And these parliaments are interlinked by double linking. So that any conflict of interest or any conflict of opinion among these 3 are thrashed out amicably with everyone's consent. It is not that adult make a decision, push on children, or children make a decision to pressurize the parents, not that way. Each neighborhood will have a youth parliament and children parliament. I will explain to you one example, how the conflict among these 3 can be resolved. For example, the adult parliament may decide that children should not be permitted to use cell phone. And many countries also talk that in that language. And the reason they give is 2. One is, children use the cell phone for a long time so that they get affected physically, mentally and emotionally. And what they say is true. And the second reason is, they misuse the cell phone so that they get into trouble also. For example, playing games, online games. They become addicted to that. They lose, they steal money, then they lose the game and they go to the extent of committing suicide. So these are the 2 issues, and both are true. What they have decided is right in their perspective. Now, what the children say, we have the right to use cell phone because there is a lot to learn from there. There's so many things, anything which I want to learn from, even including my subject which I study, is there in the thing. So why do you stop us using this? Then they ask the representative. They are double linking, no? So the adult representative will be there in the parliament, the children parliament. They will ask that person. He will give this explanation. Then say, oh, this is your problem. Okay, if it is so, now we will decide in our parliament that we will use cell phone only for 1 hour. Is it all right for you? By using 1 hour, I think much change will not happen for the physical, mental, these things. And that time of our use will be informed to you. We will prepare a timetable and inform you. It will be pasted everywhere in the house so that you know this time for the child is meant for this. Okay. And we also promise, we make a decision here that we will never misuse the cell phone. Only for learning purposes. Then is it all right for you? If that is the case, then it is all right for us. Then they agree. So they also come down to understanding the concerns of the adults, to really address their concerns, and the adults come to understand their need, then amicably it is solved. So this is how issues can be very collaboratively can be solved with us, and once that is done, then everyone supports each other, to implement it successfully. So that's how it is functioning. And now these neighbourhood parliaments are networked at higher levels, various levels. Like 30 neighbourhood parliaments will be electing there. For example, here, now we have Forest Row. In Forest Row, I don't know how many parliaments can be established. Then now to start, when we started, there may be only 4 or 5 people coming together. Doesn't matter, because we are not going to start as a parliament as such. We are going to start as a neighbourhood celebration, neighbourhood group for celebrations. So these 30 parliaments or 20 parliaments, whatever it is, networked at a village level. So there will be a village level parliament, village level ministry taking care of the whole village. Then 30 villages or 20 villages, whichever the number they decide, each area can decide their own. And they will have the second level federation, then third level federation, then go to the country level, city level, then area level, then country level parliament. And when we have a country level parliament, then the real system of governance by the people, and we dream of having a global level parliament. Not only, we don't stop with the country level. We are dreaming of having a global parliament starting from the neighborhood. Because anything, whatever is happening at the global level affects me. For example, I live in India. Now Russia is fighting a war in Ukraine. Does it affect me? Yes, it affects me directly. One is the price rise, which our Europe is going to go through now in a very big way. In the winter, the Europe will realize how much the war has affected. You are going to pay through your nose for your fuel. So it's going to affect me. Even in India, it has affected me. If anything happens at the global level, I should decide whether it has to happen or not happen, or how it has to happen. I have the right, because I am going to be affected. So that's why we want this global parliament. That's what we dream for Europe. So that the Paris Council members will be actually once elected, federated, elected representatives from the people. And then to the next level, county level or whatever level it is, the city level, municipality level, and at the country level. So in Kerala what happened was, because once the politicians saw the dangers that people are getting networked, and if they get networked at the state level, the people will say, we are the government, who are you? Simply will say, we are the government, that's all. So they saw the dangers, so they told them, don't get networked, okay? Don't get networked above the village level. So we have about the panchayat level. That is one level above the village. Now what happens? They convince the people not to get networked, telling them 40% of the state budget will be directly allotted to you so that you can spend the money. Then why do you get federated?
So because you have your own budget.
Yeah, own budget and all that. So that's how it started. So actually it would not get it at the higher level. So in other places when we tried, we said it should not be a government program. Because politicians are politicians everywhere. They will have the same type of thing. So we will have it, independently by the NGOs to organize and all. But again there is a problem. NGOs cannot continuously function. They function as long as they get funds. And really, they do not want to empower people. Though they say that we are working to empower people, because once people are empowered, once they take charge of the whole issues, then NGO will not have a role to play. They will disappear. They have to disappear. And it's again, that risk is there. So we want to make it a people's movement. We are trying to make it a people's movement. And now the situation is still not conducive enough to make it in a big way. But for the children parliament, yes, we have reached up to the global level. Global level, that is also provisional. It is not actual parliament. We have children parliament representatives from various countries, and they are there at the global level. Once in 15 days, we have children parliament meeting at the global level. And anyhow, we are working to make it more spread out When I was 5 years, 6 years, 7 years old, none of the house in my village had a door. It is just opening. Anyone can come in, anyone can go out, take anything, and nobody mistrusted everyone or distrusted everyone. High level of trust, high level of coordination. Even cooked food will be taken by the neighbor because they are very late. Now the infant child is crying out of hunger, and we cannot make the child cry until the the food is cooked. So they come to the neighbor's house, take the food, and the owner of the house will say, take more, take little more. Say, I have made something different, which your child will like. Take that also. That was the trust and love and care for each other. Now, and I am sure the same situation was existing here about 100 years back, even in Europe.
Yeah.
But what happened today? Now when I go to my village, I see a big compound wall, compound gate, and a board, beware of dogs. Then a veranda door, veranda grill, veranda gate. Then the main door with a very big, strong padlock. So much, not safety, this trust
Fear.
has grown. And this same Europe has gone through this process, sometimes a bit earlier. That's all. Now we'll have to bring it back. 2005 February, I gave an interview, television interview, about this Children Parliament. And one person from United States listened to that, and he was so attracted with that, immediately contacted the channel and got my number and contacted me. He said, I watched the whole half an hour interview. It's really wonderful it is. And do you think we have to start Children Parliament in United States? I said, very much. More importantly, it is needed there, I said. Then he was shocked. Why do you say that? I said, in India, children go to school with books and notebooks. But in America, children go to schools with guns. So it is more importantly needed there than here, I said.
And drugs.
And after 18 years, 17 years of making this statement, the situation has not changed. It has gone still worse. So, I don't exactly say the same thing for Europe. I know I visited one school in Switzerland, public school, last month. And the children were practically crying. And some of them just broke down and were crying. And teachers never realized that children go to this extent. And after the session, teacher said, see, we are living there for so many years. They never opened up. And you came here only 10 minutes back and you started talking and they're opening up and they're crying on the street. I mean, in the group, in front of everyone.
It's because their voices aren't
Then
heard.
I said, you never give the opportunity for them to come together, to share their things inside.
Experiences.
You come there, only a mechanical thing, like a machine. You come and open the book, this academical thing, okay, that's all over.
Yeah.
No, they are not machines. They are human beings. There are so many things which they go through. Have you ever asked any child, how is your father, how is your mother, how are your brothers, how are your siblings? Did you have your dinner? What did you have for it? Did you ever speak to them like that? You don't have time for it. The system is made that you won't have time for it. In one state in India, we had organized in a different level in 95, 96, 97. By 98, it was made into a government program. Okay, so the government was having a minister and a department, offices, so that people will be organized, all the time.
Which state was that?
Kerala.
Okay.
So it became incorporated into the
Yeah, it
actual
is.
conventional state
Yeah.
system.
Now, what happened? When they started federating at a higher level, the politicians saw the danger.
Yeah.
Because politicians get power from where? From people. when these neighbourhood parliaments are organized, they take charge of everything, every issue. For example, poverty. Poverty is existing everywhere. In some countries it is very apparent, in some countries it is not so apparent, but it is there. So now this finance minister role is to ensure that there is no poverty in the neighborhood. So he takes a survey. And the parliament sets a parameter about which they will decide who is poor and who is not poor. So according to the parameter, he finds out, say, 3 people are poor in the neighborhood. And those 3 people are also part of the group only. They are either this minister or that minister, whatever it is. And he put forward the survey result. Everyone discusses and confirms, yes, these 3 people are poor, according to these reasons. Then how to make them come out of poverty? They discuss. Finally, they arrive at, okay, from family number 1, we will not buy our milk and milk products from the market, but from family number 1. Now, family number 1 has to supply milk and milk products to all the 30 families. This is an additional income for them. Either they produce it by themselves in the family, or they buy it from the wholesale from the manufacturers, and the whole commission goes to them and supply it. And to do this, they spend only 1 hour a day. The rest of the hours, they can do their regular work. So this is an additional income. Now, according to our survey, what we have done in Indian context, a family which is supplying milk and milk products to all the 30 families can make minimum 15,000 rupees extra a month, which means that that family is no more poor. The only thing is that 30 families have to decide that they will not buy it from outside, only from this family. For that, they discuss and they decide and they pass a resolution and everyone signs, we will buy milk products only from so-and-so from the time the person is ready to supply. That's all, over.
Easier to
And
do
the second
when it's a
family,
small group
yeah,
because you-
the second family, fish, meat, egg, vegetables, all from this person, not from the market. He is also no more poor. The third one, all the spices, masalas, pickles, puppets, that and this all will from groceries. Like that they decide. Poverty is eradicated in a very few months' time. We are not against politicians. We want politicians to come from the neighborhood. Liz Truss, okay, we respect you, but come from your neighborhood. Let your neighborhood see the goodness in you and take them to the next level and the next level to the next level. From there you come there. Any divisive forces, any anti-social forces can be, closed, can be stopped through this system once people come together. That's why the capitalists or the politicians do not want the people to come together. Always. They ensure always that people do not come together. Party politicians, the government officials, everyone part of it, to be part of it.
Yeah.
So that, we call it convergence. You try to involve everything so
Yeah.
that the whole system, revolves on this.
Yeah.
Irrespective of the party or the party elected people or the department, whichever the department has to do, whichever the government has to do, let them do it through this system so that it strengthens. By that time, it will be too late for the politicians to say no.